What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it is going down just by that title alone. We're seeing what looks to be like Fox News The 5 host Jessica Tarlov's last days on the set of The 5. In this newest update, where we see that Trump derangement syndrome taking control. During an argument with Judge Jeanine, things just go off the rails. I'm excited to get in this. We're not straight into it, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it, you guys.
All right, Jessica, Joe Biden is one of the most pro-union presidents that we've ever had. How is it that Kamala has not been able to benefit and that the Teamsters have actually turned from her?
Well, I don't think that's a complete picture of what happened. So obviously it would be better to have gotten the endorsement, and it seems to be a lot about Sean O'Brien, because if you look into how this poll was conducted, so they polled 21,000 members, and there are 1.3 million members overall. So that's about 1.5% sample size. And right after Sean O'Brien came out and said, we're not endorsing anyone, and released the results of the polls, all of these individual chapters started endorsing her. The National Black Caucus, Michigan, Western PA, Northern West Virginia, Wisconsin, Northern Nevada, Southern Nevada, Philly, et cetera. She has the auto workers endorsement, the culinary union endorsement, the AFL-CIO.
Well, I'm just the Teamsters. She didn't get the Teamsters
but
endorsement.
I'm saying that a million.
Exactly. Judge Jeanine putting her right back in her place. She didn't get the Teamsters endorsement, which goes and dates back in past. We've seen the left has got that for so long. I mean, it's surprising to see that Kamala Harris loses their endorsement, guys. And of course, she's trying to make excuses for it, even attacking the poll, saying the sample size, it was 20,000. And this is, speaking for a million folks. No, guys, they do this every single time the poll is ran. I'm not sure why Jessica Tarlov now wants to attack the poll. Come on, maybe it's because they're losing. They're down on the poll.
We're talking about the Teamsters. She didn't get the Teamsters endorsement.
I'm saying that a million, the Teamsters
people gave her their endorsement.
No, it's over a million people.
For 30 years, the Democrats have given
I wish that she had gotten the endorsement. There is work to do, but you can, in good conscience, argue. If I tell you that they polled 21,000 people, and then I tell you that
now you're
a million people.
What about the fact that 60% support Trump and only 38 support her?
But when you have a sample of 21,000 out of 1.3 million members, and then you get endorsed.
Oh my goodness, God. Do you hear Jessica Tarlov? That's that Trump derangement syndrome that I speak about, guys. Time in and time out. That's why we need a good perspective who's able to call the balls and strikes like Judge Jeanine right there to get her back in line, because she obviously is just living in a false reality. Now she's just going to keep going at the poll, the sample size, and saying the demographic wasn't completely accounted for. I mean, come on, guys. Last 30 years, you haven't had a problem with how the poll was conducted, but now you're going to attack it? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't. Listen to her.
When you have a sample of 21,000 out of 1.3 million members, and then you get endorsements from a million Teamsters after that, doesn't that indicate that the poll might not be the greatest representation? Again, it's not good to not get it. Sean O'Brien seems to be playing a bit of politics with all of this, but there is heavy union support for her, not just within the Teamsters, but all of those other unions that I just mentioned.
Jesse, the Teamsters had the ability to endorse, given the fact that the majority of the Brotherhood, according to their own numbers, supported Trump. Isn't the union board's job, isn't it, to basically represent the members that they polled and then support Trump?
It is. And they don't like Kamala Harris personally because she doesn't connect with people. And they don't like the policies. They don't like the EV stuff. They don't like the regulations. And so that's that. And it's more significant than she's spinning. And that's okay. I'd spin too if I didn't get that endorsement. But it's significant. And it shows you in the Midwest that they have a huge problem. And these people also are on the ground. They're politicking, they're knocking on doors, they're organizing, and that's not going to be there for Kamala Harris like it would have. I told you a couple days ago that I would tell you when I get nervous about this election. Not there yet, but it's getting closer. And I'm going to be honest with you, it has tightened, Jessica, and that just shows you what an honest broker I am.
Yes.
To acknowledge that the race has tightened.
What a big man you are.
But then I look at this. I look at the last 4 polls in Pennsylvania. Donald Trump is either winning or tied.
Where's New York Times?
I look at the last 4 polls in Georgia, Donald Trump is winning. I look at the last 4 polls in Arizona. Donald Trump is winning. And 3 out of the last 4 in North Carolina. If she loses Pennsylvania, she's going to lose this election. And right now, it's a toss-up. And every time you go into these races, Jessica, Hillary was up 5, Biden was up 9, and it ends being like this close.
Yeah.
So if Trump is going into this election tied or down 1 or 2, he's going to win. And that's what makes you nervous. And not me so much.
Okay. All right, Greg. According to the Teamsters, it's been reported that they had an agreement that if Kamala had a majority of those numbers, that they would have endorsed her, but that they would only endorse Trump if there was what they called universal endorsement or unanimous endorsement.
Yeah, it's unusual. I mean, when do you get 100% endorsement? You know?
Never.
I mean, me on Tinder, but I'm kidding. I'm married. Look, this is about men. You know, this is an amplified version of what's going on in many homes across America. There's a husband or a boyfriend that likes Trump, you know, wants to vote for him, but he can't say it. So the non-endorsement is an endorsement. He just says, you know, I'm just going to, when the wife or the girlfriend and her friends start talking about how mean Donald Trump is, he just goes to the garage and drinks a beer. That's what this is. What is the Teamsters? It's truckers, it's construction workers. These are not soy boys who shave their chest. These are guys, these guys, this is Trump's people. I go back to.
Yeah, Greg brings up a very valid point. These are folks who got their feet to the streets, you know, boots to the ground, day in and day out. They're working hard, you know, not these guys we see on TikTok politicking and campaigning for, you know, Kamala Harris. I'll tell you that right now. And they're just not coming out and doing a full endorsement. But when it comes election day, we know who they're going to vote for. They know who's going to actually serve their country the best. Let's just put it like that.
These guys, this is Trump's people. I go back to, I've said this before. People have made this about race. It is about gender. Men don't want to be in a place where they aren't wanted. And that's the Democrat Party, where their leaders cannot define a woman and redefine men as Tim Waltz, which is hilarious. These are mostly dudes. They're tough. They're protective. They're sensible believers in self-defense for their family, for their friends, for their property. And all of these traits, you know, because of the infiltration of the woke, have been branded as toxic. The Dems have forgotten that the evolutionary traits of men is to protect the things they love, which include women. And the woke agenda has undermined that. I mean, look at the attack on women's sports. Look at the attacks on police and bail, which, you know, protect women. The recidivism of repeat offenders. That's due to the Democrats. Going after parental rights. These are things that men hate because in their genes, in their blood, they want to protect. And the Democrat Party is saying, if you want to protect, there's something wrong with you.
I do just disagree with one thing you said.
Yes.
Real men, some real men do shave their chest.
Oh my goodness.
Real men, not all over their chest, but just sometimes where their hair down.
Not all over.
Leah Thomas.
A real man.
Dana, swing states have very often, like specifically Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, have very often relied on the work of the unions to support candidates. And I know as a candidate, especially with the Teamsters, they come out and they put up the signs, they build the stages, they do. I mean, these are real workers. The non-endorsement, it seems, will hurt Kamala more in the swing states.
Yes, possibly, but also maybe help Trump in places like Georgia, North Carolina, because a lot of those businesses decided to leave the blue states and go to more red states where they would have more favorable conditions, like, for example, their right to work states where other places are not. Also, I think the media tends to view unions as a monolith. So, for example, like Planned Parenthood and the Sierra Club, they have always been organs of the Democrat Party. And we are in the middle of a political realignment, and it continues, which is why Jessica can have the numbers that she has. True. And then you could also have the numbers of all the other teams who are saying, yeah, I'm not for that. They listen to Brad Paisley's I'm still a guy and think, yeah, that's me. That's what I'm going for. You mentioned self-defense, and I think there's something we haven't mentioned in this show yet, but it's getting a little bit more attention right now. And that is Kamala Harris's position on guns and gun buybacks, or also even a clip from 2007. Now, that's going back a ways. I get it. but in which she talks about going into a home and taking your gun. So how many, if you do the crossover, how many people in the Teamsters are also gun owners who also might not be registered to vote? So Joey Jones this morning on America's Newsroom had an incredible statistic of how many gun owners are not registered to vote.
Yes.
And I thought that was so interesting because because the race is so tight, you got to figure out a way to get all of those people out. And there's different motivations that are pushing people to vote. But I do think that the rank and file of the unions has always been slightly different. My last point is that AOC yesterday says, but every time they call and they need help, who helps them? The Democrats helps them. But I don't think it's as much about jobs anymore, even though they've seen their jobs go away because the electric vehicle mandate, which has been a total flop. But it's also cultural. And I think that's what she's missing. It's about all the things about they want their family, want the self-defense. They want to be able to make sure that their kids are going to schools. They want to have school choice. They want to make sure that their girls are not going to have to compete against guys when they go for the volleyball scholarship at the university. All of those things are happening at the same time in the middle of this political realignment. It's not just about the jobs anymore.
What about the pensions,
Yeah,
though,
very
which
good.
Biden got for them? 350,000 Teamsters got their pensions.
They are so ungrateful.
Yep, that is
You
what
said it, not
it
me.
is. All right.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Fox News The 5 host Jessica Tarlov is battling it out, guys. She's got that ongoing battle, and it is sad to see, that Trump derangement syndrome is taking over her body. She lives in a completely different world, false reality. She's pushing that false narrative to say that the Teamster poll means nothing after 30 years. 30 years the Dems have been getting this endorsement. And now Kamala Harris fails to get the endorsement. Now the Teamster poll means nothing. Now she's trying to challenge the way the sample size or who was sampled in the poll and the way it was conducted. I mean, come on. How much more delusional do you have to be? Jessica Tarlov, people are not dumb. They're not stupid. They can see that Kamala Harris's dangerous liberal policies are not going to help America, not going to help our families, not going to help our economy. It's just going to hinder us and move us further back. Truly not sure what it'll take to wake Jessica Tarlov up, or she just needs to get the boot straight off Fox News The 5, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, I'll catch you guys on the next one. We go.